Think about every paycheck you have received in the last 5 years. Now think about how much of that money you can actually find today. For most people, that answer is deeply uncomfortable. Not because they wasted it on obvious things, but because it quietly disappeared into a lifestyle that looked completely normal. Today, we are talking about $100,000, not as a fantasy, but as a deadline. And for most working professionals in the US and Europe, that deadline is already passing. Let us get specific, because vague finance advice is the reason most people stay exactly where they are. The number is $100,000, not salary, not net worth on paper, actual saved, invested money sitting and growing. The average American reaches this milestone at 36. In the UK, it is 37. In Germany, closer to 38. That sounds reasonable until you understand what those extra years actually cost you. Reaching 100K at 40 is not a failure, but it is expensive in a way that never appears on any bill. The cost is invisible. It shows up 30 years later. Meet Daniel, 28 years old, Chicago. From the outside, Daniel looks like someone who has figured it out. $72,000 income after tax, a leased BMW, a decent apartment in a good neighborhood. He's not struggling, he's not stressed about rent, but quietly, Daniel is falling behind. His credit card carries $4,400. His savings sit around $200 to $300 per month. And here's the number that changes everything. At this exact pace, Daniel hits $100,000 in savings at age 42. He does not know that yet. Most Daniels never do, until it's much harder to fix. Here is what makes Daniel's situation so difficult to solve. He is not irresponsible. He is not careless. He is doing exactly what modern consumer society trained him to do. Earn more, spend more. Get a raise, upgrade the apartment. Feel successful, look successful. This is lifestyle inflation. And what makes it dangerous is not that it feels wrong. It feels completely right. It feels like progress, like reward, like finally living the life you worked for. That feeling, that completely normal, socially approved feeling, is the quietest wealth killer that exists. Let me show you two versions of the same person. Version 1. Saves $500 a month starting at 25, hits 100K by 34, invests it, leaves it alone. By retirement, that single 100K with average market returns grows to over $800,000. Version 2, same person, same income, starts seriously saving at 38, hits 100K by 45, same 100K, but now retirement is 20 years away instead of 30. The compounding engine has been robbed of its most powerful ingredient, time. Those 10 lost years are not worth $10,000. They're worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they are gone permanently with zero way to recover them. This is not happening to a small group of people. This is the default financial path for the majority of working adults right now. If you live in London, New York, Amsterdam, or any major European city, you understand the environment. Everyone around you appears to be doing well. Nice cars, good restaurants, holiday photos from Lisbon, Santorini, or the Amalfi Coast. And here is the part nobody says at dinner. Most of it is financed. The colleague with the Audi is on a 4-year payment plan. The friend posting for Mykonos put it on a credit card.
The person who looks the most financially successful in your social circle often has the least saved. This is not judgment. This is just what happens when status becomes the measuring stick instead of security. Social pressure economics is invisible, powerful, and almost never discussed. It shapes your financial decisions every single week, whether you realize it or not. So what actually changes this? Not a budget spreadsheet, not cutting your morning coffee. One structural decision. Before your salary touches your lifestyle, a fixed percentage leaves automatically. Not what is left after spending, before spending begins. Daniel earns $6,000 a month after tax. $900 automated into an index fund on payday. The first month feels tight. By month 3, his spending has quietly adjusted around the new number. He did not suffer. He did not sacrifice dramatically. He simply reversed the order of operations. Most people save what remains after living their life. Wealthy people live their life on what remains after saving. That one sentence contains the entire game. Reaching $100,000 at 30 instead of 40 does not just feel better, it mathematically restructures your entire financial future. Not because $100,000 is life-changing money on its own, but because of what it becomes when time is still on your side. Money working quietly in the background, that is the actual goal. Not the number, the momentum. Most people spend their 20s perfecting their lifestyle, then spend their 40s wondering why the numbers never add up. The math was always honest. We just rarely slow down long enough to look at it. Daniel made one change. He automated $800 per month. He kept his apartment. He kept his life. He did not become a minimalist. He did not delete his streaming subscriptions. He just moved savings before spending and stopped negotiating with himself every month. By 33, he crossed $50,000. By 37, he will likely cross $100,000. Not the perfect timeline, but a real one, and infinitely better than the path he was quietly on. The goal was never perfection. The goal was simply not 42. Most people already sense something is slightly off with their finances. They just never sit with that feeling long enough to examine it honestly. That is what this video was for. Not pressure, not guilt, just an honest look at a timeline most people avoid. The wealth clock does not pause while you figure things out, but it rewards consistently and significantly anyone who takes it seriously before they feel completely ready. If this made you think differently about where you are right now, that was the only goal. More honest finance content every week. Subscribe if that is what you are looking for.